Welcome, my name's Kathy A, and today I thought I would continue on with the Best Of series for 2017. This is the best drugstore and low-priced makeup. And I had a really tough time because I tell you, they have really stepped up their game in the drugstore and discount makeup brands. They've really done well. And most of these brands you can find locally in drugstores or Ulta. Some things are online, and one thing actually is at the 7-Eleven you can find. So I think Sally's Beauty Supply too for a couple of these. So let's just start this right off. I'll start with the primers. For eye primer, this is a new company that formed this year. 8 YouTubers got together with a lab in New York, and they called it Collab. It's the name of the brand. And because they are, I think Coffee Break with Danny is one of them. There's a few folks there. There's a young man who's in the group as well. They really are picky about makeup, and they rip apart all the brands on their particular YouTube channels. So naturally, when they are having a brand of their own, you would think they would really put some detail and thought into each of the products. And several of their products actually made the list because I really believe it's an extraordinary brand. It is my favorite brand that came out this year. And it's called Collab, and this is the Fundamental Eye Primer. It reminds me a lot of the Milani Eye Primer. It's a lotion type primer. It doesn't have the coverage. It doesn't cover the, with any kind of a tint to it, but it is a very, very nice basic eye primer. It does work to help keep your eyeshadow on for a longer period of time. For face primer, I think this one last year as well. I really like this, and I don't think it gets a lot of love. This is the Prime and Fine from Catrice, Prime and Fine Beautifying Primer. And it is a beautiful lotion hydrating kind of primer, and because I have kind of dry skin, I really like having a little bit of hydration as well as have it sink into the little lines and wrinkles and crinkles, so that when my foundation goes on a few minutes later, it goes on really smoothly and nicely. And this is a wonderful drugstore face primer. And it's great for underneath your makeup. It just makes your makeup go on so much better and last a little bit longer. For concealers, so many came out, and it was kind of a tie, but I think I'm really going to have to stay with this. This is the LA Girl Pro Formula Concealer. I think this is around $4. You can get it online if you can't find it locally in the stores. I know Kmart has it, and some of the Family Dollar stores and things like that will have it. The colors are a little bit odd. I think this one is called Ivory or Porcelain. There's not much difference between the two colors. So, and close runner-up was Camouflage from Catrice, but it did get a little bit onto the dry patches, so it lost for that reason only. This was a really interesting year for makeup. I think that I had foundation wars. I tried just about every single foundation in the market, and of course Catrice was the one that won. And when I was doing research on the Fenty Beauty cosmetics, I checked the ingredients list, and the Catrice HD Liquid has almost identical ingredients to the Fenty Beauty makeup. The only difference is actually, though, is that there's only like 4 colors in this, and Fenty Beauty has like 40 colors, so this doesn't have a very broad range of skin tones that it caters to, and I think for that reason I'm not going to let it win this year, even though I did like it. I'm going to, this is a surprise, and it came out of left field. It's a late entry. I believe it was released in late November. This is Almay Best Blend Forever. And you probably haven't heard of it yet because I just saw it myself a couple weeks ago, and as soon as I used it, I absolutely loved it. It's a fabulous foundation. It's as good as any high-end foundation I've tried. And Almay, I hate this kind of an applicator. It's got a sponge tip and you're supposed to press down and it puts the foundation in the, you're supposed to put it on with the sponge. Forget that. Just unscrew it and just squeeze the tube onto your hand. But you do have to put this back on because there's a little stopper that goes into the top of that little opening at the end there. So this is a beautiful, I would say a medium coverage foundation. It does not oxidize. It dries down to a beautiful semi-matte finish. I am wearing it right now, actually. I really like it. So, best blend forever from Almay is the winning drugstore foundation for me. And I have dry skin. It does not navigate to the dry patches. It covers over really well. If you're using a primer, it doesn't sink into the lines, but I always find with any foundation, I have to go and get my 10 by mirror and just pat down in those little lines because every foundation goes into those. I mean, it can crawl into those, so I always pat down. But what I did notice is that it did not exaggerate pores. It was just a really nice long wear foundation, and it's a really nice new discovery. I'm really pleased. Almay, good job this year. Good job. Now BB cream, I'm so disappointed because this is the Harmon Face Values BB cream. This is my favorite. Actually, it was my favorite foundation for most of the year. You do get flashback from it though. I notice that when I wear it in videos, my face looks patchy. But I had it on in the high-end video, and I thought my face looked a little patchy. But my face doesn't look patchy in real life. It's just with these lights on and with the camera, you get a flashback. Anyway, this is the Renewing BB Cream from Harmon Face Values. They have discontinued it, and I even wrote to them and begged them to bring it back. And there's nothing like this, and even though they place it next to the Garnier BB Cream, it is not anything like the Garnier BB cream. It is definitely something on its own wonderful. It reminds me a little bit of the BB cream that CVS had for a while, and I don't think they have theirs anymore either, so maybe it's the same company that made it. I don't know, but that's sad. This is my last tube of this. I had even given away some of these during the summer to some, I think 6 people got one of these. Going into powders, there are 2, and they're both new companies. One is Collab, which is the company that's sold in Sally Beauty Supply, and these are those YouTubers. Very, very nice, soft, finely milled powder. Works really well, works nicely under the eye, sets everything nicely. It's absolutely beautiful. And it comes with a mirror, and it comes with one of these kind of spongy things. So, you know, again, you know, when you have YouTubers releasing makeup, they usually are pickier about what goes into it, and each aspect of this Collab makeup line has a lot of thought, and it's very, very high quality for the price point, which is very drugstore. So it was tied actually with another new brand, and this is called Simply Me, and believe it or not, this is from 7-Eleven. This is their own home brand. They also have a mirror, and they have kind of a open air bottom, which I think is better for the drying. Now this powder feels a little more gritty, but it works so well, and if you have oily skin, you're going to love this powder. Simply Me Beauty has a full range of cosmetics. It's sold in 7-Eleven stores. Yes, the gas station with the convenience store attached, that sort of thing. I think they're trying to they're probably trying to sell to people who don't have cars and have to shop most of their shopping at a 7-Eleven. They're really kind of broaden what they have in the store to sell. They have their own line, a really nice self-standing display called Simply Me, and they have a ton of different cosmetics, from primers and cleansers and nail polish removers all the way up through foundations, concealers, powders, eyeshadow palettes, lipsticks, and you're going to see them again in this lineup because I really like them. So they were tied pretty much with the Collab for powders. Now for powder highlighter, you know, I did like Essence, you know, the Pure, which has, it's a very light sheen. And then Simply Me, of course I bought everything in the line so I could try it, but this is a duo highlighter, and again it comes with the mirror, and the, you know, for a few bucks, nothing is over $4.99 in this line. You get a golden or a peachy highlighter. Really, really pretty actually. So again, they're catering to a mass audience, so they're not going to package just one color. they're kind of covering if you have darker skin or whatever. Let me show you, maybe I can show you a little bit what this golden color looks like. It's very pretty. And you can also use these as eyeshadows as well. In a pinch, you can put a little bit of eyeshadow. See how nicely that worked there? And you can use this maybe up in here. So I really like this. Simply Me from the 7-Eleven wins. For cream highlighter, it's a mixed bag. I mean, I really like some of the sticks that came out. NYX and e.l.f. had different ones. Collab put out their highlighter in this big honkin' huge jar with a pump on it like it's a foundation or something. It is not. It is a highlighter. And when you put it on, you really have to, you know, be careful. When you pump it out, it pumps way too much out. But I really like the color. I think it's beautiful. And every time I use this, I put it, when I'm putting my makeup back into the drawers, you know, for the different ones, I always put this in with my foundations by mistake. And a lot of times when, first thing in the morning, I'm half awake, I'll pump a big old chunk of this onto my hand, and I'm like, oh, geez, this is that highlighter. I don't know what they were thinking, putting it in such a huge jar, but this is Collab. This is a highlighting cream. I don't know if they think it should just go all over your face as underneath your makeup so it'll give you a glow. I don't know if that's why they did this, but I think they would have done much better if they put this in a smaller container with no pump so that you could just use maybe a doe foot applicator, something like that. But Collab wins for the best cream or stick highlighter. Contour. This is a phenomenal contour, and it is from e.l.f. And what is phenomenal about this, you get a mirror, you get a bronzer, a contour, a highlighter, and sort of a setting powder all in one little container. It's around $4 or $5. The phenomenal thing about this is that this color matches exactly the Fenty Beauty contour in Amber, which is my favorite. It was the winning contour for my highlight, my high-end makeup. So this is fabulous. This is my favorite contour, and it matches exactly. It's just that it's a powder rather than a cream stick. Here's a Fenty Beauty. I'm going to just put it right underneath so you can see. They are identical. One is cream and one is powder. So I knew I had recognized this color when I put it on, and I love this one, the high-end contour, the Fenty Beauty Amber, and then this, exactly the same color. Isn't that great? So that's the colors. For blush, well, when I first got this, I didn't really give it a lot of love. I didn't talk about it a lot because I just kind of tried it and it was kind of neat, and I put it away because I had a million other blushes. As you know, on YouTube we get new things every week, so it's kind of the flavor of the week sort of thing, and this was the flavor of the week, but I didn't really give it a lot of love. This is Beach Balm from Wet n Wild, and it is an exact dupe for the NARS Orgasm Multi-Stick. So I really do like it. Let me just put a little on here. I don't want to put too much on, but it's just nice. And because it's a stick, you can control the cream of it. And I think creams work so much better on older skin, mature skin, than the powders do. And also, it's less messy. You don't get that powder stuff all over the place. I think it's really nice. This is the peach, as in the fruit peach, bums from Wet n Wild. Eyeshadow palettes. Oh boy. You know, I want to show you the eyeshadow palettes that failed. These are all drugstore eyeshadow palettes, and I have many more. I have many more that were returned, but these actually are still in my collection for one reason or another. I'm going to review some of the newer ones that just came in, but the best ones came out about a month and a half ago. Wet n Wild reformulated their eyeshadows. They reformulated Comfort Zone. It now has a different appearance. And they came out with a new palette, and this is called Roses in the Air. This is a beautiful, beautiful palette. This is my favorite this year from the drugstore. It has the light color, which looks very much like the creme brulee, the brulee that, you know, we all love, which has also been reformulated, but I didn't notice a whole lot of difference. I just noticed it's a good quality single shadow. That looks like brulee is actually in here. You've got a nice transition color. You can go into here. You've got a little warm tone if you want to put around the edge. My eye look today is from this palette, and then I did add some dark blue from one of the other palettes. And I couldn't decide because I like this one too. This rivals the Kat Von D. This is the Petalette, and this is the best of those petals. Petalite, I think it was the purple palette that was similar to Comfort Zone. They took the best colors out. You've got a crease color, a lid color, a dark color, and a highlight in here. So this Roses in the Air, Roses in the Air, and this Petalite are absolutely phenomenal. I think they are the winning team here for drugstore palettes. And single shadows, of course, the Brulee from Wet n Wild is one of my favorites. Essence came out with some wonderful ones as well, and I think that they deserve a little bit of love as well, but you know, nothing beats Brulee. Now, as far as palettes go, this will always be one of my favorite drugstore palettes. I just wanted to show this one as my favorite this year because this one won last year and it's still in my collection. It's just like the Viseart Neutrals palette. This is the Beauty Treats that you can find in Five Below is a discount store. Nothing's over $5 in there. And I think this one is $2 or $3. And these shadows go on exactly like the Viseart Neutrals palette, which is, you know, $80. This is $2 or $3. So that's a fabulous buy. But, you know, I just don't want to get stale on you. You know, I try new things all the time, and you know, when I discover something I'm really excited about, I hate to just keep bringing up the same old ones every year. These are new, and they're definitely worth checking out. So, Wet n Wild, great job. Collab also did pigments, and some of you may not be familiar with how to use a pigment. It's actually a eyeshadow that hasn't been pressed into a pan. It's the basic colors. I'm just going to show you this teeny tiny little bit what happens. So this is a really pretty pigment. This one is called Top It Off. And what you can do is kind of put it over the top of your eyeshadow to give a really nice finish. A lot of these have micro glitter in them. But this is from Collab again, and this is from Sally. This was my favorite brow product ever. High-end or low-end. And it is from Collab. And I actually have used it to the point where I can't get any more out of there. I've used it now for a couple of months every single day. I love it. This is Collab. This is a color that worked really well for me. I think it was blonde. It's called blonde. Taupe. This one is Taupe. Has a nice spoolie at the end. It's a nice slant tip top, and it just gives you a really nice smooth edge. You can do your brows very quickly with it. This was my top winner for brow products this year, 2017. I ran out of my Pixie eye pencil in the gray, and then I bought these. So I think, you know, as an eye pencil, this one is more of an eyeshadow pencil from Collab. It's a real pretty kind of muted gray. And then this one, which I'm wearing today, this one is called Bold Face Liner, waterproof, and this is the color Mischief, and it's got a micro glitter in it. I don't know if you can see it. Let me just put it up here. It's kind of a black, dark gray, or a smooth black, and it has slight micro glitter in it, so you get a little bit of a shimmer going on with it. Very, very nice. Also from Collab. So Collab has both of the winning eye pencils. Mascara. No, I'm not going to have L'Oreal win. Okay? It's not going to be L'Oreal. Almay put out the Megaphone Brush Mega Volume Mascara. And I absolutely love this mascara. This is my top winning mascara for the year. It has a very unusual brush. It's a megaphone brush, so when you go in there, it really gets into your inner lashes and outer corner lashes. It's absolutely wonderful. Now this mascara is kind of a thick formula. It has fibers in it, so when you put it on your lashes, it adds fibers to the tip, so it makes your lashes longer. And you're going to have to go in afterwards with some kind of a lash comb. You know, like you can use this, or Real Techniques has one like this, or you can just use a mascara spoolie to go through, so you know you can just make sure those fibers are standing straight out rather than having little feet all over your mascara. So. What surprised me this year was that very quickly they changed to a different packaging for the same product. So this and this are actually the same product, but they changed it for some reason. They like the solid pink. There's no difference between the two. It is still the same wand, the same formula. So I don't know why they did that. For, I don't know, aesthetics? I don't know. But what this is tied with, now these are the same, absolutely the same, is something I just saw the other day. They came out with this one, and this is Long For It, and this is the Liquid Lash Extenders Mascara. So these two are actually the same formula, it seems. However, this one has a different brush. And I love it. I love it, and I think they're going to check out who buys what brush and then keep one and get rid of the other. But this is a basic general type of brush. You get those fibers again and the big honking lashes. It's absolutely wonderful. And so these are tied for first. So it's really a matter of whether you like this kind of a brush or this kind of a brush. But they're both pretty much the same formula. Absolutely phenomenal mascara. This is my favorite for the year. And these are still out. They just came out, so it's not like these are stale. They're not old. It's just they changed it to this. So I guess it is more attractive looking, you know. I would be more drawn to buying this than this. This looks newer. So, Almay, great job with the mascaras. Wow. Okay, let's go to the lips. This is from Rimmel, the Exaggerate Lips. East End Snob. I'm sorry, I'm probably repeating myself. It was one of my early winners, early on, 4 or 5 years ago even. Really, really good. It holds the lipstick in from smearing out into the lines around your mouth. And as you get older, it seems like those lines become deeper and longer. So you want to like prevent your lips from doing that. So, and this does a great job. For lipstick, this will surprise you. The 7-Eleven lipstick. It's absolutely wonderful. This is called Rouge. And it's a beautiful lipstick. I want to show you how pretty it is. Isn't that gorgeous? I don't know if you can see it. But it's a beautiful color, and they call it Rouge. This is, I think it was like $2.99 at the 7-Eleven. This is the Simply Me Beauty, and it is the best drugstore priced lipstick that I had this year. Absolutely gorgeous color on. And I believe it does have the color. Yeah, you can take the color off in case you're tempted to test it when they're not looking. They have the little nib that comes off. It's very British. Liquid lip. This was hands down my favorite for the year. And this is the L'Oreal Infallible Paint. And this color is, I believe, blush. Spicy blush is the color. And what's phenomenal about this is that it stays on the lips. It goes on wonderfully. It stays on the lips. And for some reason, when you are wearing this color, it looks exactly like Tom Ford's Spanish Pink. I know on the hand it looks slightly different, but on the lips it looks so similar. It's like they're the same family. But I love it. This is a fabulous lipstick. It's a liquid lipstick, and it's a regular dry down. It's not too matte. It's not too shiny. It's just a really nice lipstick. Now for lip crayons, and I think it should be a category on its own because they are very dominant in the drugstore mode. There's Neutrogena has some. There's a whole bunch of Physicians Formula. Anyway, this one has been my favorite for a couple of years. This is the Balm Stain from Wet n Wild, and this is Caffeine Fix, which is a brownish nude color. It's beautiful, beautiful lipstick on. It's a 3-season lipstick. I think it's wonderful. I love this, and I wear it every season except spring. For some reason, spring I like to wear pastels and pinks and things and corals, and this doesn't seem to go with the spring thing. But Balm Stain from Wet n Wild, it's about $4 or $5. Definitely worth it. My favorite color. As far as setting spray goes, because I have so many high-end setting sprays, when I ran out of my setting spray, I did not replace it. And that was the e.l.f. setting spray for makeup, so I will put the link below, but unfortunately I did not purchase another one to replace it because I have 3 high-end sprays that I'm working through right now, and I just don't see the sense in buying something like that. So for eyelashes, Ardell's number 110. These are my favorites. With eyelashes, I don't like anything with too thick of a band, and I don't like the fish wire like you get in Amazon when they have like 20 pairs for $5 or whatever. this fish wire that they're using, and it does not bend very well. So when you try to put it on your eyes, you always get an end poking up on the end. And so I don't think those Amazon lashes are that great of a deal unless you're just going to use part of them. But then again, you've got the trouble with that fish wire coming up on the end. Now my House of Lashes adhesive does help with that as far as holding it in. That really is a great lash adhesive. But I use the Kiss Aloe one, and this is the brush, and this is the clear. It goes on slightly, you can see it because it's slightly fluorescent, and then it dries down clear. So it's a wonderful nail polish. Every time I wear this nail polish, I get a compliment. This is Orly, and the color is Shimmering Mauve, or Shimmering Mauve, however you like to say. This is a beautiful nail polish. Again, this is a 3 seasons. I don't wear this in the spring, but it's a beautiful summer and autumn, especially nail polish. And you can get away with it in wintertime as well. But I think summer and autumn is just, this is phenomenal. Beautiful. That completes my drugstore hits for the year of 2017. My next video, I will be having a giveaway where I will be giving away some of my favorite products, and I will also talk about some of the other types of things that made this year really special. Skincare, some of the products I use around the house, and some of the things that I use, like my makeup mirror and some of the tools, brushes, things like that that I use. So it'll be a really nice, diverse kind of video, and there'll be a giveaway there for 2 winners. So stay tuned for that. That's coming up soon. And I hope everybody's having a safe and happy New Year celebration. Have a beautiful day. Take care. Toodles.